Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers for C. Claire Grace Newman being defiant, Victor Newman erupting in a rage, and Lily Winters smelling some deceit from somebody. Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis's frantic energy and Daniel's hesitation. Monday, April 21st, we have Phyllis Summers frantic. Part of it's because she's all hopped up on coffee, and she is just blathering to Daniel Romalotti about coming to Abbott Communications and everything that's going to happen there. She's so over-the-top energetic that she's just kind of stressing him out. Phyllis is all about starting new things, but Daniel is just very lackluster. He is not thrilled at all. Billy Abbott joins them and wants to know if Daniel's still on board. Then Billy and Phyllis start talking about what Daniel might do at AbbottCom, but Daniel isn't even participating in the conversation. He just seems like whatever, and Billy doesn't like that at all. When he presses, Daniel pushes back and says he doesn't even know if he wants to do this, and he walks out on them. YR spoilers, Phyllis chases, of course, Phyllis goes chasing, and Daniel and Phyllis have a talk at the park. He tells his mom that he's still really struggling. She thinks a job to get him up and have a purpose every day is going to help him, but Daniel's like, I don't want to do this Abbott Communications thing. He tells Phyllis, go ahead, do your thing with Billy. But she's not going to do it unless Daniel joins. Billy's plan B and Daniel's uncertainty at Crimson Lights. At the same time that's going on, Billy is talking to Sally Spectra and tells her that if Daniel walks off, Phyllis is going to follow, and then that really screws everything up. The plans he'd made for the leadership structure at Abbott Communications. Billy is being grilled by Sally, wanting to know if she had a plan B, and he didn't, so he's like, you know what would be a great plan B, Sally? You should come work with me at Abbott Communications. But she's like, I'm running Marchetti, I'm a fashion designer. And she doesn't want to do it. Daniel leaves the park, leaves his mom, heads to Crimson Lights, and talks to Tessa Porter about that. He just doesn't even know what to do. Everything's just kind of run amok in his life, and he doesn't know where his head's at. Family photos, Claire's defiance, and Victor's potential rage. Kyle Abbott and Billy talk briefly about the AbbottCom launch on Monday. About how much they both dislike Victor Newman. Kyle wishes Billy the best in his new endeavor, although he doesn't think it's a good idea that Phyllis is involved. Nick Newman has sent some pictures from his trip with Faith Newman and with Sharon Newman over in Europe. They've gone to see Noah Newman and so Victoria Newman. Claire and Nikki Newman spend some time looking at the photos and chatting. Then Claire brings up that she's thinking about moving in with Kyle, and her mom kind of flips out. Victoria is just worried that that's going to make Victor go nuts, but Nikki intervenes and said, you know, don't worry about your granddad, Claire. You follow your heart. Young and the Restless spoilers, Victoria worries. Victoria is worried about what Victor will do over this situation, and so she's arguing with Nikki. To be fair, Victoria was arrested at one of her weddings. She knows how far Victor will go to get his way when it comes to who he thinks belongs in the life of his children and grandchildren. Claire is holding out hope that Victor will change his mind and accept Kyle the way he did Cole, who he initially was saying, no, you can't date my daughter. And of course, Cole just ignored him and kept seeing Victoria. Nikki is full of advice, and she says if you don't stand up to Victor, he will roll over you every single time. When Claire says that she is falling for Kyle, Victoria is a little worried that her daughter's going to wind up hurt, but she also promises to support her relationship, even if it means fighting with Victor if that's what Claire wants. Kyle shows up, and Claire says she thinks she knows what they need to do. Tessa's offer, Kyle's decision, and Phyllis's reaction. Tuesday, April 22nd, we've got Tessa offering to help Daniel. She's talking to him and asking him, you know, you're not working, you've got time. What do you really want to do since you have this window? There is something that he's thinking about, and he asks for Tessa's help, so it might be something creative, something like that. Meanwhile, Kyle has a tough decision to make. This could be about Claire and them moving in together. Kyle may decide that he's been pushing too hard and back off, But Claire may be the one who changes her tune on this. Phyllis rubs Sally the wrong way now that Billy has asked Sally to come to Abbotcombe. Even though she said no, if she changes her mind or relents, or Billy mentions it to Phyllis, she'll probably completely freak out because you know she's always so calm and rational. Nate's update, Billy's point, and Holden's advances. Young and the Restless 2-week